Right. Okay, good morning children. Yesterday we started a 14th chapter. So today class we have to continue 14th chapter. What is the 14th chapter, Nani? Microbes in human welfare. Microbes in human welfare. Microbes in human welfare. Microbes in human welfare. So in yesterday class we discussed about the household production in microbes, how the microbes are useful in household production, how the microbes are useful in commercial production. In that commercial production, especially we discussed about the antibiotics especially, and then you have discussed about the chemicals, especially acids, 4 types of the acids, and enzymes, 3 types of the enzymes, and bioactive molecules we discussed in yesterday class. Okay. So today class we have to discuss about the first microbes in sewage treatment. Then after we can discuss about the microbes in production of biogas. First we have to discuss about the microbes in sewage treatment. Microbes in sewage treatment. Yesterday class continuation. Okay. After the acids, enzymes, bioactive molecules, we discussed in yesterday class that topic. Now continuation topic, microbes in sewage treatment. How the microbes are useful in purification of sewage. Sewage means all the municipal waste water is collectively called sewage. Sewage is a liquid waste. Sewage is nothing but liquid waste. Sewage is liquid waste. Sewage is liquid waste. All the municipal waste water, especially drainage water, that is collectively called sewage. So, before disposal of the sewage, you have to purify the sewage in sewage treatment plant. Sewage treatment plant (STP). Before going to disposal of the sewage, we have to purify the sewage. We have to purify the sewage in sewage treatment plant. Okay, which make it less polluting. So before allowing the sewage outside, before dispersal of the sewage, you should purify the sewage in sewage treatment plants. Okay, in that sewage treatment plants, you can purify the sewage, which is converted into less polluting. Okay, so for sewage treatment plant (STP), sewage treatment plant includes 2 steps now. Sewage treatment plant includes 2 steps. One is primary treatment. One is primary treatment. One is primary treatment. Next, secondary treatment. Sewage treatment includes 2 steps. One is primary treatment, another one is secondary treatment. Primary treatment and secondary treatment. The secondary treatment is also called biological treatment. Biological treatment. Now, what is the primary treatment? In these, what is the primary treatment? Especially in this primary treatment, the primary treatment especially involves physical removal of waste materials. Especially in this primary treatment, what we have to do? Physical removal of waste materials. Physical removal of waste materials. In this primary treatment, what we have to do? The physical removal of waste materials. Okay, physical removal of waste materials, dust particles, everything. Okay, primary treatment is nothing but physical removal of waste materials. Okay, dust particles, everything we have to remove with the help of the 2 methods. One is filtration Another method is sedimentation, filtration and sedimentation. With the help of filtration and with the help of sedimentation, we have to remove the all physical particles, physical removal of waste particles, dust particles, okay, floating particles. These are all be removed with the help of filtration method and sedimentation method. Okay. The grit means the sand and small soil particles, small pebbles are also removed with the help of sedimentation process. Grit means sand particles and small pebbles, small pebbles. The grit also removed with the help of segmentation process. Grit means sand particles and pebbles particles that are removed with the help of the segmentation process. Okay. So the remaining particles are settled down after the sedimentation and after the filtration. Some particles are settled down that are called primary sludge. That is called primary sludge. That is called primary sludge. That is called primary sludge. So after the filtration and after the segmentation, some of the soil particles that may settle down, that is called primary sludge. When fluid is floating on the primary sludge, that is called primary effluent. That is called primary effluent. Primary effluent. So this is about the primary treatment. Primary treatment means physical removal of waste particles, physical removal of waste materials, floating materials by using the two methods. One is filtration, another one is sedimentation. In the sedimentation, we have to remove especially grit, means sand and small pebbles that are removed. After the filtration and the sedimentation, the soil particles are settled down. That is called primary sludge. And the primary sludge, some fluid is floating. That is called primary effluent. Okay. Soil particles are settled down. That is called primary sludge. The remaining fluid is floating. The fluid which is floating on this, that is called primary effluent. Primary effluent. Okay, this is about the primary treatment. Next, secondary treatment. What will happen? In this secondary treatment, the primary effluent is passed into secondary. The primary effluent here. The primary effluent. Here, the primary effluent is passed into large aeration tanks. In this secondary treatment, what will happen? Already here, primary effluent is formed now here. This primary effluent is passed into this is the secondary treatment process. This primary effluent is passed into large aeration tanks. Large aeration tanks. This primary effluent is passed into large aeration tanks. Because of the allowing of air, large amount of the group of bacteria, the group of fungi, the group of microorganisms will grow. The microorganisms group is called flocks. Okay. Primary effluent is passed into aeration tanks. In the aeration tanks, because of the allowing of the air, the group of bacteria, the group of fungi, means the group of microorganisms will grow. The group is called flocks. Flocks means group of microbes. So these flocks will observe more and more organic matter in the primary effluent. Flocks ఏం చేస్తాయంటే these flocks use more and more organic matter. These flocks use more and more organic matter in the primary effluent. These flocks means a group of bacteria, group of fungi. How these flocks will grow? Because of the allowing of the air in aeration tanks. Because of the development of air, the useful bacterial groups, fungus groups are growth that are called flocs. These flocs use more and more organic matter in the primary effluents. Because of this overusing of organic matter from the primary effluent, the BOD, biological oxygen demand of the primary effluent is reduced. The BOD is reduced. Okay, but because the bacteria, fungi, they can use more and more food, they can use more and more organic matter in the primary effluent. So in this primary effluent, there is low level of oxygen. BOD, biological oxygen demand is reduced. Okay, so the primary effluent having very low biological oxygen demand. So the BOD is reduced in primary effluent. Whenever the BOD is reduced in the primary effluent is allowed in this primary effluent is settled at the bottom of the tank. Whenever the BOD is reduced in the primary effluent goes to the bottom of the tank and settled. The primary effluent settled at the bottom of the tank. That is called activated sludge. That is called activated sludge. Okay, that is called activated sludge. This activated sludge is allowed into another tank, that is anaerobic sludge digester tank. Tank name is anaerobic sludge digester. Simple, don't need to confuse them. Primary effluent is passed into aeration tanks. Air is allowed because of development of air. Bacterial groups, fungus groups will grow, that is called flocs. The flocs will use more and more organic matter in the primary effluent. Then the BOD of the primary effluent is reduced. Whenever the BOD is reduced, it can settle in a tank, that is called activated sludge. Activated sludge is passed into another tank, that is anaerobic sludge digester. In that anaerobic sludge digester, in this tank, the anaerobic bacteria will grow. The anaerobic bacteria will grow, which can digest all these flocs. Anaerobic bacteria which can digest all these flocs, and these anaerobic bacteria that can produce a group of gases. Especially these anaerobic bacteria produce some group of gases, that is methane, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon dioxide gases. These gases are commonly called biogas. This biogas is used as a fuel for energy purpose. We have to use the biogas is the energy source which is used as a fuel. Okay, so like that biogas is produced after the secondary treatment. Okay, so this biogas is a mixture of gases. Biogas mainly contain methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide. These gases are commonly called biogas. Biogas is used as a fuel. But how the biogas is produced? What is the biogas plant? How the microbes are very useful in production of biogas? How the microbes are very useful in production of biogas? Okay, so biogas is a mixture of gases. Through the bacterial activity, it can produce. It is used as a fuel. So the mainly here you can remind some of the anaerobic bacteria. Some of the anaerobic bacteria. You can remember here. Some of the anaerobic bacteria which can grow on cellulose compounds. Some of the anaerobic bacteria which can grow on cellulose materials. Some of the anaerobic bacteria which can grow on cellulose material and convert the cellulose into methane, carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. So these bacteria are called methanogens. These bacteria are collectively called methanogens. in one of the particular bacteria is called methanobacteria. The group of bacteria are called methanogens. In that one of the particular bacteria name methanobacteria. 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 So methanobacteria is responsible for digestion of cellulose. The cellulose is converted into methane, carbon dioxide and hydrogen. These are called biogas. Okay. And one more thing here you can imagine the same methanobacteria present in the rumen of the cattle. Rumen means a part of stomach. Rumen means a part of stomach. Same methanobacteria which is present in the rumen of the cattle. A large amount of food is present in the rumen. This bacteria is also present in the rumen. And what is the use of this bacteria? This bacteria digests the cellulose. Rumen means one of the part of the stomach. The cattle stomach contains more and more cellulose food. What the cattle will eat? Grass. Grass contains what? Mainly the cellulose. Grass contains, plants contain what? Cellulose. Cellulose, which is not easily digested. Without the help of bacteria, the cattle is unable to digest the food, especially cellulose. So they can take the help of this bacteria. This bacteria convert the cellulose into simple forms. This bacteria digest the cellulose, which plays an important role in the nutrition of the cattle. Okay, so the same bacteria is also present on the cow dung. The cow dung which is used as a biogas, gobar gas, biogas. Okay, so this is about the methanobacteria. Remember about the methanobacteria which is present in the rumen, which is helpful in the digestion of the cattle. Rumen means one of the part of the digestive system. Okay, now what about the structure of the biogas plant? The biogas plant mainly consists of a concrete tank which is 14 to 15 feet height. 14 to 15 feet height, which is made up of concrete. This is one of the concrete tank, which is made up of concrete tank, 14 to 15 feet height. So here, in this concrete tank, we have to add all biological wastes, plant fruit peels, vegetable peels, grass, cow dung, like that we have to add. No need to add any plastic and glass, rubber items. Okay, only in this biogas plant, which is a concrete tank, which is about 14 to 15 feet, in that you should add only all biological wastes only. Then you should add a slurry. Then you should add a slurry of dung. Slurry means dung water. Then you should add a slurry means dung water. Slurry of dung. Only dung water. Slurry of dung means dung water. Dung water we should add. Slurry of dung means dung water we should add in that. Okay. Dung water. So like this we have to add dung water. Okay. Slurry of dung means dung water we should add. Okay. As well as what we have to add? All the biological wastes. First you should add. Then after you should add slurry of dung means dung water you should add here like that. So then you should keep the one particular lid. Keep the lid. Okay. So because of the microbial, because of the bacterial activity, biogas is produced. So the biogas comes outside, comes up of the tank. So compulsory then you should keep the particular lid. Otherwise the biogas will escape. So you should keep particular lid. So then after, because of the bacterial action, because of the bacterial activity on the waste, biological wastes, the bacteria that can multiply and they can produce the gas. The gas comes outside from the another outlet is there. Through this outlet, the gas is released. So here you should keep a pipe. Then you should supply the biogas to nearby houses. So the biogas is released through another outlet is there. Through this outlet, the biogas is released. So you should fix a pipe. Then you should transport the biogas, distribute the biogas into nearby houses. So the used up slurry, the remaining slurry, which is sent into the used up slurry. This is called sludge. The used up slurry is passed into another outlet. that is called sludge, which is used as a manure, which is used as a fertilizer. After the production of biogas, in these some wastes are remained. These wastes are sent into another outlet. These are called sludge. The sludge is used as manure. So this is about the production of the biogas. Okay, this is about the production of biogas. Next another one. Next one small topic is there. What is bioremediation? Bioremediation. The process of removing toxins from the environment, that is called bioremediation. Bioremediation means the process of removing toxins from the environment. The process of removing toxins from the environment, that is called bioremediation. The process of removing toxins from the environment, that is called bioremediation. Okay, this is about the bioremediation, biogas production, biogas plant, sewage treatment steps. Okay, then tomorrow class we have to discuss about the another new topic, how the microbes are very useful as biocontrol agents, how the microbes are very useful for biofertilizers. Okay, these two topics we have to discuss in tomorrow class. Okay, thank you children.